The reviews are in for Incredibles 2, and some critics say it is the best superhero movie to date. Prior to this latest effort, Brad Bird made what can unequivocally be called two of Pixar's best movies, said CinemaBlend's Eisenberg. Now that statement can be updated to say that he's made three of Pixar's best. The Epoch Times Mark Jackson wrote, Incredibles 2 is not only one of Pixar's best movies ever, but also arguably one of the greatest superhero movies ever made. Also read, Incredibles 2, Film Review, Pixar's superhero family is back, baby, and what a baby theoreps. Robert Abel wrote, Here comes Incredibles 2, to save the day, the weekend, your summer, and maybe even your Marvel, DC, superhero fatigue. All in all, reviewers have given the sequel a 96% on Rotten Tomatoes. Most of the critics praised the animation, the score and the action, and lauded Bird for being able to pick up right where the original left off 14 years ago. Craig T. Nelson, Holly Hunter, Catherine Keener, Sarah Vowell, Huck Milner, Bob Odenkirk, Samuel L. Jackson, Isabella Rossellini, Jonathan Banks and Sophia Bush voiced characters in the film. Brad Bird wrote and directed the film. It will hit theaters on Friday. Also read, The Incredibles 2 sets new animation record for Fandango pre-sale tickets. See 7 of the best reviews below. Oliver Jones, The Observer, Incredibles 2 feed overflows with ideas. The characters engage in philosophic debates during chase scenes or even while brushing their teeth, while retaining the stylistically spare and refined visuals that made the original film so refreshing. This is the rare sequel that packs constant surprises while still delivering on expectations, like Black Panther. Earlier this year, Incredibles 2 is a reminder of what a collective joy it can be when a filmmaker with a singular vision and purpose makes a film of boundless scope and budget. Michael O'Sullivan, Washington Post. Perhaps most intriguingly, Incredibles 2 is both pop culture eye candy and a sly critique of it, albeit one delivered in the form of the bad guy, who rails against the mediation of screens as a poor substitute for unfiltered life experience. I don't need to tell you who wins here, but it's refreshing to see a movie sequel that can question its own existence, even as it revels in it. Movie theater marquee advertises Dementia 113 in the background of one shot, a sight gag that evokes the kind of throwaway joke you might see on The Simpsons, for which Bird once worked. It's been a long time coming for Incredibles 2, but the punchline is worth the setup. Eisenberg, CinemaBlend. Prior to this latest effort, Brad Bird made what can unequivocally be called two of Pixar's best movies. Now that statement can be updated to say that he's made three of Pixar's best. Billy Goodekuns, The Republic. It's good, funny, smart and contemporary. By definition it can't be as groundbreaking as the first film, but never does it feel like a cash grab. The action is once again astounding, as is the animation. There are plenty of laughs. Without revealing too much, Jack and Edna Mode Bird steal a lot of the scenes. Mark Jackson, The Epoch Times. The movie takes about 10 minutes for the pace and excitement to get rolling, but when it does, it's an incredible ride, the type that keeps you on the edge of your seat consistently throughout the movie. That's a major accomplishment. Incredibles 2 is not only one of Pixar's best movies ever, but also arguably one of the greatest superhero movies ever made. See video, Incredibles 2, sneak peek. Par family takes on the Underminer. David Edelstein, Vulture. Brad Bird's Incredibles 2 is, much like its predecessor, delightful as an animated feature but really delightful as a superhero picture. It's proof that someone, not anyone, mainly Bird, can make a Marvel-type movie that's fleet and shapely, with action sequences rich in style rather than tumult. He's a crackerjack filmmaker first and a marvelous animator a close second, and he has made the jazziest hybrid in years. Brian Truitt, USA Today. Pixar doesn't have the greatest track record when it comes to sequels, but this follow-up surpasses most everything without Toy Story in the title. The animation is stellar and detailed in excellent action sequences. Michael Giacchino's score swings harder than ever, and the first film's family-friendly warmth is just as appealing now as it was then, even if Incredibles 2 isn't totally incredible itself. Samuel L. Jackson voices the character of Frozone, aka Lucius Best, in the upcoming sequel to The Incredibles. Scroll on to discover little-known facts about the acclaimed actor. Trust us when we say, you'll likely be surprised by at least one of them. Getty Images. Jackson is ranked as the all-time highest-grossing box office star with a total of his movies grossing $5.1 billion. His most commercially successful movies include the Avengers franchise, the 1996 crime drama A Time to Kill, the original Incredibles movie from 2004, and the 2012 Quentin Tarantino film Django Unchained. Getty Images. During his college years, Jackson became involved in the civil rights movement and served as an usher at Martin Luther King Jr.'s funeral after his assassination in 1967. The assassination moved him to become more deeply involved in the movement. I was angry about the assassination, but I wasn't shocked by it. I knew that change was going to take something different, not sit-ins, not peaceful coexistence, he told Parade in 2005. U.S. Library of Congress. Jackson was expelled from Morehouse after he and his peers held several members of the college's Board of Trustees hostage, including MLK's father, to demand reform in the school's curriculum and governance. Expulsion galvanized Jackson and he became involved with the Black Power movement. However, after FBI agents visited his house and told his mother that he was not likely to survive the year if he remained in Atlanta, his mother put him on a plane to Los Angeles. He returned to Morehouse in 1971 to receive his acting degree. Chicago Urban League Records. Jackson made his film debut in the 1972 independent feature, Together for Days, a blaxploitation movie about the relationship between a white woman and a black radical, but he did not achieve stardom until his role in Quentin Tarantino's breakout 1994 crime drama, Pulp Fiction. Miramax Films. In 1974, Jackson met his future wife LaTanya Richardson at a student rehearsal in Atlanta. It was love at first sight. We started talking, and boom. I knew she was the person for me. From then on, we were always together, and we've stayed that way, he told Parade in a 2005 interview. The couple have been together for more than 40 years and have one daughter. Getty Images. Jackson described himself as a hard taskmaster for some directors, in a 2017 interview with the New York Times. He said that he refuses to do extra takes and that the ability to golf twice a week is written into all of his contracts. Getty Images. Samuel L. Jackson voices the character of Frozone, aka Lucius Best, in the upcoming sequel to The Incredibles. Scroll on to discover little-known facts about the acclaimed actor. Trust us when we say, you'll likely be surprised by at least one of them.